You are now listening to Renewed Mind Revolution podcast with your host, Michelle Cook Hall. Please begin to take that good deep breath as we begin to refresh, recharge, and reset. Let's go. Today's podcast is brought to you by Faith vs. Fear, Breaking Family Ties, now available on Barnes & Noble and Amazon.com. You are now listening to Renewed Mind Revolution podcast with your host, Michelle Kakal. Blessings, 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 family. Welcome to Renewed Mind Revolution podcast. I am your host, Michelle Kakal. As always, it is my honor and my pleasure to be able to share some tips, some tools with you that I know will assist you in becoming a better you. Let me just tell you, although I say that barely quickly, it's just not, something that I'm saying. I truly mean that. Truly mean that it's my honor. Truly mean that it is my pleasure to be able to share tips and tools with you. It's truly my honor and my pleasure to be able to assist you and to be here for you and to share nuggets, some moments, some transparency, if it helps you. So I am so grateful for this opportunity. And so what we're doing, and we will be doing until the end of this year, is what is called a cleanup. It's what is called a checks and a balance. What is called getting our ducks into a row, making sure that we are covering our bases. And we do that for so many reasons on this podcast. One reason is that we like to address the fact that we know that there are people who have a very difficult time during this holiday season. We know that and let me say why before I continue. The reason is because so many memories are filled with these holidays. You can go all the way back to your childhood and you will think of this time of the season, right? And so because of that, it brings back so many memories for individuals who are, no longer in the same position that they used to be, no longer with the people that they used to be with, maybe in a different state, different country, or that those people are no longer here. And so because of that, we make sure here that we are connecting with you, giving you the support that you need, giving you the tools that you need to get through this holiday season and be happy. I don't want you to go through this holiday season and be robotic. I don't want you to be an autopilot. And for those who do not know what I mean about that, please go back and listen to my many podcast episodes regarding autopilot, because we talk about it a lot. We don't want to do that. We do not want to do that. And we don't want to undo all the work that we have put in up to this point. We do not want to do that either. We want to be progressive. We want to continue to make progress, make necessary changes to become a better person, a better version of ourselves. And we all can do that. I mean, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you've made. It doesn't matter how long you've been making those mistakes, those poor choices. It does not matter as long as you have, been graced to wake up, in the morning and see another day. You have an opportunity to fix your wrongs and to give yourself a second chance, third chance, or whatever chance it is that you're on at this point, and start all over again, afresh and anew. And what we emphasize here on this podcast is that you deserve that chance. You deserve to invest into yourself and become a better person. I believe that when you're listening to this podcast, it's like an investment. You're taking some time out of your day and you're listening to something that is positive, something that is encouraging, something that is empowering. I do the same thing. There is times, throughout the week, I find myself some time to make sure that I am pouring in. I mean, I can't just pour out and not be poured in. So I have to make sure that I'm taking care of this inner man, as well as this outer man. But take care of this inner man and make sure that I'm filling myself up with something that is positive. Doing this is helpful. Doing this is very positive and very, effective to me, very effective to me, because I prepare myself to do this for you. And so you have to have a certain mindset. And so, helping you, this is why I always say that helping you helps me. It makes me stay on point and keep in line and stay progressive, right? So as we are coming towards the end of 2021, we will continue to share little nuggets, share little tips and little tools, to make sure that you and I are on the right path towards completing this year strong. Can we say we're going to complete it strong? We are going to complete it strong. For those who are listening to this the day that it's released, then you know that today is November the 30th, and we are right knocking on the door of the first of December. And so it is amazing. You guys, I wish you can, see, my face, how I am lighting up as I stay amazing to me of the fact that we are knocking at the end of 2021. I just can recall so much conversation and the information that we have been sharing here, and the back and forth of trying to get through the hurdles of 2020 and 2021. I've shared so much with you guys, even in my personal life, knowing that 2020 my daughter was at home. She missed her 8th grade graduation. My son missed his senior year graduation. He didn't have prom. I mean, we went through so much together, and now we're at the point that my baby is my last one is now a sophomore. She was able to go to school in 2021, and she's finishing out this part of it by the end of the year. So it's just amazing, absolutely amazing to me how far we have come. But what I am even more looking for, even more excited about, is looking forward to 2022. 2020. It sounds weird to even say that. Can I be honest with you? I'm back, in the time where, we was still, 1980s, 1990s. Those were my times. So 20, when we hit 2000, it was a huge deal for me, right? We was coming up at a time when we thought that by this time we would be living in like a Jetsons type of environment. But I am not, I'm gonna tell you right now, some of the things that I see now in the technology of the day that we're in is quite amazing, and I could see so many more advancements coming. But 2022 just sounds, awesome. It sounds awesome, and it takes some getting used to saying. But we are going to be saying that really soon. And what we're going to do here on this podcast is we're going to continue to do the same thing that we were doing in 2020 and 2021 and then now in 2022. But we're going to do it even better. I just want to, get you ready for the improvements, get you ready for the changes. They all are going to be good changes, all to make this podcast better for you. I'm investing into this podcast. It's very important to me to make sure that my listeners understand that you are loved and appreciated, and that I care about you, and the content that you're getting from this podcast is important. So I want to make sure that that there will be investments into this podcast, and make sure that you're always getting the quality podcasts, quality teachings, and quality content for you. So let's continue to, get to where we need to be, because we're not going to be doing this very long. This is going to be a very short podcast, because I'm specifically trying to hit some, certain areas. But I want to make sure that as you are beginning to approach the end of the year, that you are reflecting in a healthy way. And what I mean is, a lot of times we seem to concentrate more on what we haven't done when we get towards the end of the year. We think about what we start off beginning of the year saying that, we want to do this, we want to do this, we want to get this done, we want to get this accomplished, we want to go here, we want to go there. Then life happens. You guys know I call it life moments. Life moments happen. And then you find yourself putting out all these little fires, right? And so you're not able to really concentrate on the things that you want to do. So you didn't get to accomplish everything that you wanted to do in the year 2021. And so what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to reflect on that. I don't want you to concentrate on that. It's a part of your reflection. It is. You can't ignore it. But I don't want you to concentrate on that. What I want you to concentrate is on what you have done. What I want you to concentrate on is what you have accomplished. And that is easier said than done, because it seems like our default setting is to always think about what we haven't done and what we haven't accomplished. Okay? But I want you to, purposefully make sure that you are reflecting on the things that you did do. Give yourself kudos for that. Give yourself, encouragement for that. It is so much easier for us to, say, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Man, I should have done that different. Man, I wish I would have, went there, and I regret this, I regret that. But I want you to be intentional on telling yourself, I did do this. I did do that. And it doesn't matter how many things it is. It's just the fact that you're going to spend more time concentrating on what you did do. Okay, you're going to concentrate more on that versus what you didn't do. Because it's like what they say, back in the day, don't cry over spilled milk. We cannot revisit that. We can't undo, what's been done or what was not done. But we can move forward. So how do we build ourselves up with that? Well, you're not going to build yourself up to get energy to accomplish things if all you're doing is reflecting on what you haven't done. If that is your concentration, what I didn't do, what I didn't accomplish, where I didn't go, and what I wanted to do, then you're not going to have the energy, you're not going to have the drive to get anything done. But if you concentrate on what you did do and what you did accomplish, then you get the motivation there. You get the motivation to do the next. So you didn't do it this year. The year's winding up, you didn't get a chance to do it. There's not enough time for this year. That's fine. Now is the time to prepare for, well, you know what? I'm getting ready to do this for next year. Let me start getting these things together now, so I can make sure that, as I have taken care of these other things, I will also take care of these things. For example, I love examples because that's what we do. For example, say that you wanted to start a business. This is a big thing. This is a huge thing. But say you wanted to do it. You've seen other people, accomplish this. You've seen them on social media. You've seen, people, on their videos, just so much of showing these new entrepreneurs. And so you're thinking to yourself, I've had this forever. I've been wanting to do this forever. And you didn't get a chance to do it for 2022. You didn't get a chance, for 2021. You didn't get a chance to do it for 2020, right? Because so many things happened that took away your concentration, that you was not able to give it what it needed to be, given in order for it to be successful. So you just pushed it off. Okay, so now is the time. Now is the time for you to start doing that research that you put off. Now's the time for you to begin to lay that foundation, that you put off. It's time for you to begin to inquiring properties, if property is needed, grants, funding. This is when you put the leg in work in, because now you're getting ready to start 2022. And you don't want to put it off anymore. You owe yourself this. You owe yourself the opportunity. Let me say this before I sum this up, because I don't want to miss this. So I was reading about decisions, and I was reading this book. It's a spiritual book, and it was telling us how to make decisions. How to make a good decision. And for me, honestly, sometimes making decisions are, easy, because it's not a lot to lose. But some decisions I will put off, or I will revisit it over and over and over again And sometimes, can I be honest, there is a decision that I've had in the air for years. For years. I have, did everything I possibly could, I thought, to, come up with the right choice for this decision. And I just can't. I cannot make this decision. So I was reading this book, and it was, giving different steps that you can, make. And some of them steps I have made. I have prayed about it. I have thought about it. I have, uh, thought about the good and the bad of, each decision that I make. But one thing that I, read and I realized that I was doing that played a huge part in why I'm still stuck with not making a decision. There was two factors. Number one, I have a preconceived idea about the decisions. I have a preconceived idea. So my choice is hard to make because both decisions is tainted by experiences or in previous knowledge of other people's experiences. So I'm not making a clear judgment because I have these preconceived ideas already. I'm already thinking about what could be ahead of me with either decision. And so what I realize, a lot of things that we do is, we take away, I call the practicality of it, because we kind of think that these things are going to just land in our lap. But they don't just land in our lap. We have to make decisions, and we have to not have this prejudgment about it. Prejudgment. We look at the factors. That's the practicality of it. And I'm saying this because I'm thinking about business. I'm going for people who are thinking about business. And sometimes, you might think, I'm afraid of it failing, because no one wants to fail, right? But that's the first thing you think of. I know plenty of restaurants and they fail. I know there's so many restaurants on every corner and then they close up. Or I know of so many bookstores or so many retail stores, and people. It's hard to get employees. It's hard to get good employees. It's then you have to deal with accounting. We can think of everything that can go wrong, right? We can. Getting a place is hard, and it's expensive rent. If you don't pay your rent on your property, they close the door. We can go all day because we have these preconceived ideas of everything that can go, wrong. And so this can taint your decisions, your ability to even make a decision. For me, it's the same thing. It's not a business venture, but the decision, I'm tainted. I tainted my decisions. And so that it's like I hate to say it, but I feel like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Okay? And so that's the position that I have been in. And I've been like this for years. And let me tell you, it affects you. It affects me incredibly. And so when we are towards the end of this year, and me getting this, this information was very helpful for me because, I am going to take some real time, and I'm going to look at this situation, and I'm going to give it the true attention that it needs, and I'm going to look over the factors, but I'm not going to think about, other people's experiences with it. I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to think about my preconceived ideas about it. I'm not going to think about those things. I am going to think about I am going to weigh them. I'm going to weigh it, the positive and the negative, because that's what we're supposed to do. The benefits and the issues with it, the consequences. I'm going to do that. But I'm not going to have a preconceived idea thinking that, wow, it's doomed to fail, because of all the other experiences that I know of. Then I'm not going to do that. And what we're not going to do too is that we're not going to say that we're not qualified to do this. You can't say to yourself, I'm not qualified to be a business owner. I don't think I can really do that. When you know that it's something that you have been wanting forever. You have the tools, you have everything that you need, but fear is causing you to say, I don't think I am qualified. It's like you're bagging out of the situation. It's like you are making excuses. And I realized that I was doing that because then if something falls while you're dealing with it, then who is there to blame but yourself, right? And so a lot of times we don't want that. We don't want that. And that's the reality for us, that no one wants to drop the ball. No one wants something to fall while they are the ones who are in charge of something, right? So, or if you make a decision and it fails, you don't want to say to yourself, it's on me. I made it. But that's life. That is life. That's reality. That's maturity. That's wisdom. It can happen. It can happen to all of us. And what's worse is to not try at all and be forever in limbo. Just forever in this place of, I'm not sure. I refuse to make a decision. And so as we're doing cleanup, we are doing cleanup, ladies and gentlemen. And as we get into this point of cleaning up for this end of this year, let that be a step. Let that be a step. I'm taking that step. I will be doing that for the end of this year. I will be very reflective. I will begin to look at this decision that I have yet to make. I have two of them, and they're neck and neck. The same thing, you all. I have prayed, cried, meditated, asked for supernatural intervention. I have done it all. I'm laughing, but it's the truth, and it's kind of sad because I was just afraid of making a choice, of doing, something and not necessarily, sure that it's the right decision, but there are things in place that we can do. We pray about it, we meditate about it, we look at the pros, we look at the cons. But for me, it is, and don't walk in fear with it either. Don't think of fear. But for me, it's definitely not having this preconceived idea about it. Either way, not just telling myself, but people who've done this, people who've gone that route, this is what happens. And I have admitted it prior to me even reading this book. I have admitted that to myself, that played a huge factor in it. But I didn't understand that was a negative thing. I just thought that was just a part of life, a part of my reality. Like, that was just me being honest and truthful. And I was being honest and truthful, but that is a hang up. That is an excuse. That is an excuse for me not making a decision and a step. And so, like I said, certain decisions is very easy for us to make, and we have no problem doing that. But certain decisions, because there's so much more to lose and so much more to gain. Come on, not just say lose, but so much to gain and so much to lose, that we oftentimes struggle with that. So as we're coming towards the end of the year and we're preparing for 2022, we're not going to begin to do the layout work. We're going to begin to lay the foundation to prepare ourselves for 2022. And we're going to address those things that we avoided in 2021, that we pushed aside. And we have, waited and waited and waiting for manna to come out the sky. Okay, we were just looking up, waiting for some type of mystery, some type of sign and wonder to give us clarity about what we should do. And there is just some basic practicality tips and tools that we can use to get the answers that we need. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're focusing on this podcast for today. Is the first step of us heading towards the end of the year is, number one, we are protecting our peace. We are making sure that we are doing things that is healthy, mentally, physically, and emotionally, especially during the holiday season. And if we are feeling any type of bouts of sadness or grief or depression, then we're going to address that in a healthy way. We're going to, not ignore it, not push it to the side and pretend like it's not happening to us. But we're going to address that. Make sure that you are addressing that, making sure that you are getting, plenty of rest. That plays a huge factor. Make sure that you are talking and sharing and going to someone whom you can trust. Make sure that you are being reflective in a healthy way. When we talked about grief the other day, we made sure that we're talking, from a place of we are grateful to even have had the moments of love and compassion from the people that we lost, the memories. We're gonna concentrate on the good memories and the times of Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's with beautiful people who loved us and cared for us, and we cared and loved for them. We're gonna concentrate on that and just thank God for those memories, good times that we've had. And then we're gonna prepare for 2022. And how we're preparing for 2022 is that the things that we put off, we're not going to concentrate on it. We're going to be reflective of the good things that we have done and give ourselves kudos for those good things. But then we're going to now begin to lay the bricks and the foundation for the things that we have put off for 2022. We're going to now address those in a healthy way, in a good way, saying to ourselves, okay, we didn't get a chance to do that, but let's do that now. We are going to change our perspective, and then we're going to change our lives. We're going to lay this foundation down, and we are going to do our footwork as far as doing our research, wherever it is, whatever the area is. If there is equipment you need to buy, go buy that equipment. If there are tools you need to buy, go buy them tools. If there are books you need to go buy the books. Educate yourself on the topic. Educate yourself on the business. Find out as much as you can to be equipped and ready for this next move, because there should not be a excuse again. We've given ourselves leeway and saying, yeah, we dropped the ball, things happen, but we are going to start off the year 2022 and making sure that we are being true to ourselves and giving ourselves a chance to see some of these passions, these dreams come true. And I'm grateful to be able to see this with you. Please remember to share your stories with me. Tell me, what you have done and what you're getting ready to do, your business, your singing career, your acting career, your whatever, your book, whatever, motivational speaker, whatever it is. Start a family. Somebody wants to start a family. They want to have children, and they've been putting that off. Somebody want to do that. So I want to hear these beautiful stories of, I've been putting this off, but this is what I want to do. And some beautiful person want to propose and just felt like they weren't ready. They just didn't know what to do, and they weren't sure if they can handle it financially. And now you're in a better place. Come on, life is short, so we need to make sure that we are living the most out of the life that we have been so fortunate and blessed to have. Listen, it has been awesome as always, and I'm so glad to be able to be here with you as we begin to prepare for 2022. I'm going to keep saying that, you guys, because I have to get used to it. Thank you for listening to Renewed Mind Revolution podcast. I have been your host, Michelle Cook Hall. Look forward to speaking with you again. We will be checking in much more as we head towards the end of the year. And remember, we will have a day of reflection where we are going to review a lot of things that is going on in this world and that has transpired in the year 2021. I'm going to have a special guest for that podcast. So look forward to that. They're going to come on and they're going to share their thoughts as well as what has occurred so far in 2021 and as we prepare for the year 2022. Thank you for listening. It's been my honor and my pleasure. Until we meet again, remember that I love you, but most importantly, God loves you more. God bless.